Okay, we're gonna show just a normal bow, like a simple 4-loop bow that doesn't go on a present that you can put like on wreaths, on your tree, on garland, about like on anything at Christmas time. Or I actually get fall ribbon and made some bows to put out on like a fall wreath on my front door. Like you can use bows for anything. This ribbon I got at Taipan also. It's like a netting ribbon, and I really like it. I think it's cute, but if you haven't done a lot of bows before, it's harder to work with versus like the black, more of a just a different type of material that shapes better. But this will work too, because it's not got the wires on the edges, but all of it is more wiry, and so just kind of warning, it's harder to work with. But also, like, sorry, I keep thinking of things. It's really fun. Like if you have solid like that, and I told you how you could do it on the present different, you also can layer it and like tie them, put that on top, and just like have the material like kind of measure it out, have the materials on top of each other and loop it, and that's really pretty too. But we'll just use this plain so you can see better. So it's basically just skipping the step of wrapping that on the present, but it's the same thing. So you got the long tail, mattering on how long you want it, where we're kind of thinking of like putting it on a wreath or garland. I'm going to leave it a little bit longer because you can always cut it off after. But you loop it, so it's basically the same step again, figuring on how big. So if you have like this huge area on a garland, I mean, make a bigger loop, but you can make it small too, it doesn't matter. You go to the other side, so we'll just do a little bit larger. So you scrunch it in. Again, this one's a little bit harder, so it might be more awkward. Take the back side, do the 180 degrees.
Nathan, stop.
Loop again, scrunch.
Sorry.
Make sure you got enough. Loop it, you twist it again, 180 degrees, scrunch. And this one especially you'll have to work with after a little bit, where it's harder to scrunch and turn. Then 180 one more time. Loop. And remember, I cut enough when we were doing the first one, but same thing. You want your wire already cut and ready. Put it over the top, over all the scrunches, squish them together. Now on the back side, you twist. You want it tight because you don't want the scrunches to kind of come away from each other. You want them all smashed together good. Okay, so then you got it. You can set the bow down at that point. Cut the other end off. The netting on the presents, me personally, like I think you could do it plain, but I almost think you would need like the black with it or something if it's on a present. See, together it'd be really pretty, but by itself it kind of is like, oh, because it's airy and stuff. But I think it looks really pretty on trees and garlands because you already got the color from the green going on. So, but we're not putting this one on a present. So once you get it, I personally feel every time you do a bow, you need to do something in the center. There's so many different things you can do. And what's cool about like if putting them on garlands and all that, they don't have to be perfect. You can have different size loops, whatever. You can't really go wrong. So a couple of things we've done this year.
I already did the tutorial with the wreath and the garland, and
so
these are the balls that I use.
Yeah, these are the same ball, and we've done this, and that was fun. You can glue some of these in the center, cool, and stuff. You can always take any type of like sprigs or berries, colored ones, put them in the middle. See like how pretty, where this kind of has a glitter, to take any of this kind of stuff, cut it off. That would be gorgeous. And this is at Crumpets, this stuff.
This is what I used in the wreath and the garland.
You can put that in. But you can do so much. I've even seen, bear with me, my house is messy, pretend it's not. But pretend this is small. I've seen like little like ornaments like this that you take the string and tie it in and it's hanging down, which can be cute. Obviously smaller than this, but the same idea. But again, pretend my house is totally clean. We got too many kids here. Follow me over here. So other idea, here is my garland, but on my stairs. But see, like this more just muted. It's like a
Almost burlappy.
yeah, it's a burlap. It is a burlap. I found this at Nordstrom's, and you would never think of it as a Christmas one, but to tie the black in with the rest of my house, it went really good. But all this is, it's not even wiry. It's cheap ribbon, and I just looped it 2 or 3 times, and then it's in the back. It's just double knotted, and then I left these to come down to kind of, you know, tie into the thing. And I did every other one, but then I had the bright red one, every other one going up. And that was a lot of fun.
Done, please.
You can take, can I show this?
Yes.
You can take this kind of stuff and bunch it and have it coming out. I mean, there's just, you can do so much in the middle. So then the last thing I want to show you is on the tree.
Nathan, please be patient with the baby.
Okay, the last thing, like on the tree, kind of a few years ago it was popular to have bows all over your tree, and you're not seeing that right now. People are doing more big stuff like this, like putting like the big like things in their tree. So I did a wreath, but the wreath was so plain on its own, but I kind of didn't want bows all over my tree anymore. So I just tied bows. I only have 5 wreaths in, and I found this material a few years ago and I loved it. It's more of a muted where everything's glittery right now, but you still can use the muted next to the glitter and it's fine and stuff. And I liked a little bit of purple for color. So that I just wired in the middle, same thing as the presents. There's 4 loops on this bowl, but then you actually, this was just looser sprigs, and I thought it was pretty, so I wired that in the back, coming out the sides down the wreath and stuff. But see how I left these longer and looped them to the side? But how I showed you before, you could loop, if this was littler, you could make it like another loop. There's just so much with this wired ribbon you can do, and it's really forgiving. So that's another idea, is to tie it on a wreath like that. And if you look up here, Pam, I don't know if you can get high enough, the bow I actually just wired to the wreath like that. Anyways, so a couple ideas, that's just a few ideas for
The windows.
the bows that you can do about anywhere. On the garland around the door, it's really pretty to do the 2 bows on the side and stuff. So yeah, and that's fun, but and then if you do that, it's not fun to keep the ribbon longer coming down it and stuff. But that's my ideas for the bows.
Thanks, Jane.
Thank you.